So now they're telling you how to feel while then feeding you the solutions of how feelings that you don't have inside. So you don't have anxiety, but now they're all coming at you telling you have the five ways of anxiety. And then they list you off normal experiences, but then they heighten the emotion so that you do feel anxiety, but you don't really know that it's anxiety. And then you get hooked by their personality of a brand and an image of prostitution. So they're like dating you, but you're already married to that person. And now your relationships are suffering and your parenting skills are suffering. But dude over here is super hot and he's got a $400,000 doctor bill that he's got to pay, calling himself a doctor, but for some reason he's a photographer.
Immigrant, whether that be because you didn't pay attention to Mr. Molnar in fifth grade, there's a half a dozen, easy examples.
To your point, I wonder if you touched on this thematically, like the world told me I was going to lose, and I didn't believe them.
Wow, the world told you that I was going to lose, and you believed them. And then you start saying things that you wouldn't normally say because now you're brainwashed by the Ponzi so that they could go to the white party. So that Jessica Alba can show up at the White House with Joe Biden, who's flirting with her, where she then shows up with Newsom. And then all of you as fans and followers are like, what the fuck is going on? But then you're like, well, I just trust in the government. Well, then you then say that we're part of a machine. And now the machine's exposed.
This is a really, really important point, right?
The machine is being exposed.
To pay attention to what you choose to now, if you're listening to this, it matters. And you can start today.
Everything you say and do matters.
For example, you had a framework in the relationship that you
Everything's meaningful. Deeply.
It was positive reinforcement to your point about with my mom, and it was the other one that really
Relationships. So now they've created such a heartache inside our chests as human beings. This is for a human being to understand. You have such heartache inside your chest with every post that Heather Lamusa posts because she brags about everything going on in her life. That the word relationship causes you pain inside. And I'm not even I'm talking about a relationship with my dog. This dog that's sitting on the bed that I'm not going to show you, but I will prove to you that she's in here because here's her bone. Relationship. And these two men just said the word relationship.
Because I think we're all a little cynical to our parents being like, there's always a little like, of course my mom loves me. Sure. It was the success at the baseball card shows, the Lemon State, like, it's so funny. I sit there as a almost a 50-year-old man now. I'm only fucking 14 months away. And the two things that gave me positive reinforcement, the market, business, my mom around my kindness and my soul.
Oh yeah, you're real kind.
I ended up being a nice businessman mogul.
Yeah.
This is the system working, right?
That's the system working is your mom told you were great and then you went to baseball card shows and succeeded financially. And then you told yourself you were a nice guy, but you never elaborate because you don't share about your personal life and you never really talk about substance. You never did any education. None of you have. And then you're very insecure and you surround yourself with bad business people while you all call each other good business people. Clear in the fact that they all went to the white party.
So many other people, they will find themselves they're trying to participate in the system and then they find themselves in a position where they're disconnected
and then they find themselves in the system where they're disconnected. I'm sorry, but you're all disconnected. You're all fucking clueless on what it's like to live a real life, yet you're trying to recreate how we're supposed to live. Take a look around in my room. Is it white or is there color behind me? Beautiful fabric and colors. Do you think I give two shits about brainwashing you? You handle your own shit.
Work for them, and then they're pissed off, and then that has a really negative cycle. And what I'm suggesting, what I wrote this book about, I did my own stunts, by the way, in the audiobook, so if you want to listen to it, that's just fine too. But when you get disenfranchised and you get frustrated at the world letting you down.
When you get frustrated and let down, However, he hasn't evolved in his comprehensive career to tell you that, because that is called projection.
You have to remember here.
You have to remember.
Story. Like, there are things in your life that if you direct your attention to them
and if he messes up, he just wants to buy something.
Trust, that's another big part of this book.
Trust.
Your intuition, that voice that we
Intuition? What's your intuition say about this interview?
ignore, we're told to not pay attention to. But that was actually the part of you, the baseball card, lemonade stand part of you.
Now he's trying to give Gary Vee advice.
Wow, this is fun. I am good.
Well, I'm having fun because I finally had my debate with Donald Trump.
Hey, I'm a money machine. I'm a money factory.
There you go.
When you paid attention to your
And that's what all of you are actually looking for, is to be a money factory. And so they marry the money factory, and then they want to be the money factory because Tarek told everybody that Heather Lamusa was such a great person. And then she abused a little boy named Tristan, and then abused 2 other children to actually make the oldest just like Heather Lamusa.
parents, you paid attention to what your mom, for example, who reinforced you. You paid attention to what you loved and what the market told you you were good at. It was at the confluence of those things that you found a life that you couldn't imagine this. You sat on my couch in 2010 and you were wide-eyed and you were like, I simultaneously can't believe this. And you know what? I was planning for it. I knew it was happening.
I will tell you, like, the form factor that
We would actually like to know proof to know that you were sitting on his couch in 2010, because everybody lies on these podcasts and your stories are a bunch of lies.
it took was surprising. The internet, being famous, was
Yeah.
never like having
You were famous in your parents' liquor store.
Yeah,
You're not
never
famous.
Did I think the general world would have awareness of me? I always thought.
No one knows who you
This
are.
is an 80s, 90s businessman talk. I always thought.
No one knows who any of you are, actually.
Like, for example, at 15.
Not anyone that
I was
matters.
Jimmy Wine Spectator's Retailer of the Year, and that I would be famous in the liquor store industry. So I always thought I'd be businessman famous because I knew I was going to be fucking unstoppable and crush. But selfies at the airport all the time in my life, no, that was for actors, that was for athletes, that was for music.
So basically, you're telling us
That
you
was
ruined people's
wildly
lives.
Surprising when we first met, because at that point I knew, oh shit, that's coming.
And that's the kind of, this is one of the reasons I love
It's coming for you, he said. Not for me. No, it's coming for you. Your fame is coming. So now you need to keep watching his platform to fuel your anxiety. And that's how they deliver an audience to keep you coming back for more. It's nothing more than a fucking infomercial. And the more scam artist you are, and the more willing you are to not educate an audience, the more willing you are to be a fucking annoying piece of fucking shit, the more likely you are to be what's called viral.
because that's how far back we go.
Yeah.
I was the first person that I knew who had a video person following me around in 2005. And I remember you walking in going like, oh, these your employees? And I'm like, yeah, these 4 video people right here, we're doing this show. This is, and you're like, yeah.
So now you know him in 2005? This is not a real story. He didn't have 4 people following him around in 2005. He had nobody following him around. He had Mott, and he was doing Wine Library TV.
And you know what? Your ability, this is like another
And Mott was the one that filmed him, and then it became that freaking piece of crap D-Rock, and then it was still only one person following him around.
example. You felt that in your core.
They're all a bunch of fucking
Because you're
liars.
attuned to whether that moment plus 100 others. I'm not saying
And I
that's
can give you
responsible.
one right now that I want you to do. I want you personally.
Can't wait till this shit's fucking over.
TikTok shop
And now he promotes TikTok Shop. This is how mentally fucking ill all these fandom-based bitches and losers are. And those of you creating, because you're the ones that are going to go to jail. And then all of you are going to see what really life is like, and you're going to fucking shit yourselves. And the minute you step on the streets to write about this, the military's coming after you.
platform called Whatnot. Get your books into Shopify.
Fuck Whatnot.
Tap into Whatnot. And I want you to sell books on live shopping because social shopping is real now.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, I go way back with live
I go way back. Okay.
It's huge. Anyway, I need to. Looking at it physically, it reminds me. I actually have it again.
So
It
fucking.
is so crazy